Hello, everyone. This is Twin Talk Podcast. Music written and produced by Leo DeKine. My name's Troy. Next to me is my brother Andrew, and this is the Twin Talk Podcast. This is Twin Talk Podcast. Hi, everybody. It's Troy. And I'm Andrew. And on today's podcast, we will be talking about Fort Wayne, Indiana, Power Soccer Nationals. There was some eventful things that happened, some sad things, some motivational things, and we'll just get into it on how that weekend went. So hi everybody. We'll talk about how that weekend went. So we competed for the Premier Cup. Our first game went pretty well. Like, we competed against the hardest team there in the competition. We had a great motivational first half playing against them. Kept them down to only 2 goals in the first half, and I think our team played them the best that we could. Like, we all were ready for that game. It was pretty good, but the outcome, we did lose that game, but we learned a lot from that game, and it was a pretty good experience. Yeah, so we faced the home team first, Turnstone, which is a pretty hard team. Um, our fellow friend David Darwin, great player, awesome person, such a motivational person. Um, yeah, so we played that game. The outcome wasn't what we wanted, but just being on that court and being there playing around all those people, it's just an awesome atmosphere. Yeah, like, even like the team building is pretty cool. Being able to talk to all the other kids that are on the other teams and just competing on a daily basis was good. So the 2 days of competition. Second day, we played this team from California called the Golden Ducks. Uh, that game went pretty well. We finished in a tie. We would have liked to take the win, but we finished in a tie. It was a tight game. Awesome playing from both sides. Competitive, really competitive from both sides. Good defense. I think it was just a defensive game from both sides. We had a bunch of opportunities. The other team had some opportunities, but the defense, I think, just didn't let it happen on both sides. But I give tips to the Golden Ducks. Great team, great people. Just had fun. Yeah, that was a fun game. That was a that was just a hard fought battle defensive game. Yeah, so, and then the last game we played against a team from LA called the LAFC, so the Los Angeles Football Club. Really, really, really good people. Nice people. Um that game, we ended up losing 2-1, but it was a heartfelt game. We battled pretty hard with that team, and yeah, so we we did end up taking ninth and 10th place. It was just the way that tournament went, and it was tough. It was a tough tournament. The format was kind of changed up. Um, we weren't used to it. We weren't used to the format that they had. So basically, the top 4 teams made it through to the next round to play in, like, kind of like a play-in tournament type thing. And our team didn't make it to that. So they the fifth seed in each pool got tossed out, got kicked out, and that's just the rules of soccer. That's how it went. Hadn't played the 9 and 10 game, ninth and 10th place game on a Sunday, so it's kind of tough if and that whole Saturday if we just sat around and played no games. So our team had a meeting, and we decided to leave that morning and just drop out of the tournament and not and just take 10th place and give ninth place to our fellow team, Boston, who we play all the time in New England, and they agreed with it. So it was tough, obviously tough. I hate leaving that way, doing things that way, but there was no bad sportsmanship involved in that. There was none of that was in it. It was fair and square. We took the forfeit. We took 10 and we left out of there. There was no quitting. None of that. We don't. We're not. Our team. We're not quitter. It is what it is. Um, we both me and Troy were banged up a little. I got my fingers jammed and couldn't really drive my chair. Troy blew his shoulder out. Just a bunch of things that affected it, but we never, ever would ever give up and quit like that. We're not poor sports. We we would have loved to play that game. It's just we wish it was better circumstances. So we just took it. We took it, and we were good losers. Yeah, we weren't sore losers. We're cool with it. But other than that, that's the only kind of bad outcome we had. But we took we took the negative and turned it into a positive. So next year we're gonna come back better than ever, better than ever, in the Champions League, and take that cup home. Yeah, it's simple as that. We're gonna go there and put down to Champions League. We got we're not in Premier anymore. Doesn't matter to us. We we're just gonna go there next year and just win. It was win. So we played. So this is story that we have to that I have to mention on this podcast because it's great. Yeah. So we played LAFC, which is a team with a lot with Duchenne population with the Duchenne population. Um, the young adults who played on that team all are have Duchenne's from range from age 12 to say 19, 20. Yeah, we got a chance to meet that team a couple of years ago, and we've become very close to them. And that game that we played against them, we scored first, then they tied the game, and then they came back and won the game. And when that game was over, to see the smile on those kids' faces, that was that's everything to me. I At that point I didn't care about winning. In nationals to me wasn't about winning. I just like to see those kids smile and have a good time and just embrace that. We wanted look we it's not that we wanted to lose. We wanted to win, but that moment, I just seeing those kids light up and seeing the family and just losing proudly was it's just a good feeling. Like even after the game, I turned around, went over to their huddle, and told those kids that they played hell of a game and just complimented them all. And how you should have seen how motivated they were. Like these kids look up to all the kids with Duchenne's. They look up to me and Andrew, older men. All these young adults are always look up to the older adults with Duchenne because we've dealt with it longer and there's a lot of things that we've seen and had happen to us. So I feel like these kids were just look up to us and just see that we're 30 years old and living independently and just having independent lives. I think they just look up to that. Yeah. So when we played and at the end of that game, I losing wasn't anything to me. Those kids, seeing the smile on those kids' faces and the family that they might move to Premier. We've done that already. You know what? I want other people to have that experience too. Let these 14-year-olds with Duchenne's or 12-year-olds have that experience. Being just putting a smile on their faces and just being motivational is what it's about. Yeah. It's not about all that noise, all that background noise of winning this, that, losing, or the hardware. It's all about the family environment, hanging out with friends, and just getting to know people. Like I know in our last episode, our friend Beck talked about how he was playing for his best friend AJ, who passed away the previous that this who passed away this year before nationals, and how hard that was for him. Like even that was nice to see. Like even his that the kid AJ, and he's was a really good kid. I got a chance to meet him a few times in nationals the previous years. We he looked up to us. He looked up to me and Andrew, and we put a stamp on his life. Yeah, he always talked about us, and he was motivated through us. Yeah, like his parents just lost their son, and that's very hard for them. And they came up to us. They were there. They were there supporting their team, and they came up to us and had a heartfelt conversation with us, and they were crying. It's tears coming out of their eyes, coming out, just thanking us for what we have done for their family and their son. Like he was going through a lot of things at that time, and when he saw me and Andrew play soccer, that's all he wanted to look up to, and and just model his life after us. Like that's everything right there. It, I don't care about the game if that's the if I'm gonna be motivating people and changing people's lives. Game's a game. In the long run, it's just a game. It's not your life. Like making a difference in someone else's life is so much. You get probably so much more excitement and you feel accomplished for just helping that person and just changing their perspective of life. So I was leaving the tournament early. I think I already did what I needed to do that during nationals is make another team happy. Just make a difference. Make a difference, life. And we did make a difference. Multiple families coming up to us saying that their sons model after us. It's a really nice feeling. Great people, great team. It's just amazing on how the sport has evolved and just being able to motivate people is my goal in life. My goal in life is to motivate and show people that just because they have a disability doesn't mean they can't do anything. Just live life like a normal person, happy. There's gonna be sad moments, but we define those moments and turn them into positive moments. Yes, and for just the kid for AJ asking about me and Andrew and how we're doing, and he just wanted to model on us is I can't I don't have words. It's just it, it's it's amazing. Um, but yeah, he was a great soccer player, and he's gonna be missed. But that team, they have a lot to look up to, and in the next coming years, I think they have a lot. They're gonna have fun. They're gonna succeed in the league, I think, and hopefully they can win a Premier League national title. Yeah, being a motivator it's just I sometimes I'm speechless for like I say to myself, wow, I'm making a difference in someone else's life, which is it's just probably one of the best things you can do. Yeah, so like part of part of that team that the LAFC, they they're one of the family's son who plays. His name's Alexander. He his family runs the Walking Strong Foundation. I gotta give a shout out to them. Um, they help. They help. Their mission is to empower individuals affected by Duchenne's. So they help out that team, and they're doing a documentary that's coming out soon um, on Power Soccer and their journey at Nationals and their journey in Power Soccer and their journey with their team. And it's a cool foundation. I really like the people. They're really all nice people. They just want to get word out there, show people what they can do and what we can do and what people with Duchenne's can do. Being strong is probably the biggest key. Strong in laughter and having fun in life. That's probably one of the biggest things you can do when having a disability. Not just with Duchenne's, any disability out there. Yes. I also got to give a shout out to Lopez family for coming up to me and Andrew and talking to us and letting us know that, because that that really made me happy that day. After all those losses, losing all those games, that I really needed that motivation to pump me up, and yeah, we'll be ready, definitely ready for next year. Um, like I said in the beginning, we 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 lost that tournament fair and square. I'm not gonna make any excuses on what happened. So we'll be back better than ever and stronger next year, stronger than ever, and just block out that outside noise of all the critics and the chatter whatever that goes around, and just go and have a good time. Motivate more people. Yep, just motivate more people and just do what we love, playing soccer, and motivating people and living independently and showing other men and young adults, Duchenne's, that they can do whatever they put their mind. Yep, and I do gotta give a shout out to the some of the winners during nationals. So congratulations on winning. There's other teams. Well, yeah, I gotta look them up. So why would you say it if you didn't know anything about it? Who won the Founders? I don't know. That's this up. This year's 2025 national champions. So in the Founders League, you had Mary Free, who were champions. The Presidents, you had Virginia, who won, and champions, you had the Auburn Tigers, and then Premier, we had the reigning five-time champions, Minnesota Shockwave. Also, want to give up a shout out to everyone that put on this national tournament and all the helpers and volunteers and just everyone that's involved. Yeah, give credit to them, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be able to have the league Power Soccer. Um, and, and we got to thank the families too that take us to these events, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be there either. For that segment of the podcast, we've have a second segment coming up, and we have a guest. His name is Mark Chauppetta, known as our dad, and he has a few things that he wants to add to our podcast. And he's the head coach to our team, NEFC. So yeah, he'll be on shortly.
Hey, Troy. Hey, Andrew. Thanks for having me on your podcast. It's an honor. And happy to kind of give a wrap up of Power Soccer Nationals. It's been a week since we got back. Yes, we sort of did leave somewhat abruptly, and I know there's the rumor mill, but what else is new? Power Soccer and our Power Soccer League isn't exempt from the normal everyday chatters of people. But yeah, we left abruptly. We left a day early, and that's only because after 2 days of actually really good play, we didn't make out the way we had wanted to, but I think we played really solid defense. And it was nice having a new addition to our team this year, Logan. But, when I had found out that we were in the 9-10 game, 9th place, 10th place game, and we'd be playing our local foe, the Boston Breakers, and that was on a Sunday, and that we had no games on a Saturday. To me, I was just a little annoyed by that. I know there's a lot of moving parts. I know PSA does the best they can, and I know they changed up the format this year, but quite honestly, and I think everyone will agree, and all coaches will agree, that we go out there to play games. It's a project to go out there. It's an expense to go out there, and many of the coaches are also dads, and we have to take time off from work. So sitting around not playing when we go out there to play, to me, seemed counterproductive. I think, and I shot out an email to the league, which I'm still waiting for a reply. I think that the 9th place, 10th place game should have been on that Saturday. And then if you want the option to leave on that Sunday, you can, or stick around and watch the games. Now, I'm super supportive of all the teams, but like I said, if I can save, $1,000, if not more, then that's what I chose to do. So no, we didn't quit. I made sure each team knew, made sure that the league president knew, and it was just more of a family team decision. As far as our team, next year, excited to actually probably be one of the favorites now in the Champions League and kind of rebuild and hopefully work our way back up to the Premier League in the next, probably after next Nationals if things go right. But to me personally, the biggest victory for us, as you know, guys, was the faces and the smiles on the LA team. Now, they're made up of all Duchenne kids, so that's something that's a little bit more personal to me as a parent. And seeing them beat us 2-1, it was probably the first time in over 15 years being involved in this sport that I was actually happy with a loss. And I was happier for those young athletes to move up in all the hard work that they've put in. And I think you guys would agree. Troy, you were amazing going up, and wishing them well, going forward into the championship rounds. And it showed selflessness on your behalf, and I think that's what this sport is all about. Sometimes we lose track in the competitiveness, and I get it. It's a lot for parents to travel that far and maybe not see their child play, things of that nature. But so it's really tough. You gotta strike a balance with it. But we're back next year. We're back stronger. We're back to practice this summer. The New England FC Football Club hasn't gone anywhere. New England Football Club hasn't quit. I'm hoping the league will hear my constructive criticism for other teams going forward. Because again, we're there to play games. We're not there to sit around. Yes, we're there to support people and other teams, but we're there to play, win or lose. So appreciate you guys having me on, and keep up the good work, fellas.
All right, everybody. That's it, the Twin Talk podcast. We'll see you next time. I'm Troy. And I'm Andrew. And see you in the next episode.
I'm gonna run through fire to get warm, and I'm gonna jump higher than before.